We use a lot of acronyms in meteorology. One lesser known acronym will become very relevant to much of central Pennsylvania starting tomorrow. That acronym is SLEP, S-L-E-P. It stands for Service Life Extension Program and applies to the National Weather Service radar in central Pennsylvania, which is being upgraded so it'll last to at least 2030. The radar will be out of service for about a week starting tomorrow, so the generator and fuel tank can be replaced. Some of the hardware, such as the signal processor and transmitter, have already been upgraded. And at a later time, one big fix remains: to replace the 7-ton pedestal that holds the radar antenna and rotates so the antenna can scan the entire sky. The central Pennsylvania radar sits at around 2,400 feet elevation in the Moshannon State Forest. As the crow flies, the radar is about 12 miles from State College, 5 from Julienne, and 6 miles from Unionville. Cyclists looking for a challenging ride with a large elevation change can take Route 504, Rattlesnake Pike, north from Unionville, and in doing so pass only about a half mile from the radar. This map, courtesy of meteorologist Tim WxYz, shows the closest Doppler radar, assuming all of them are working. For the areas in brown and much of central Pennsylvania, the radar in Moshannon State Forest is closest. The green area to its west shows where the Pittsburgh radar is closest. For the pink areas to the south, the radar in northern Virginia is closest. For the light green over much of northeastern Pennsylvania, the Binghamton, New York radar is closest, and the somewhat darker green in southeastern Pennsylvania indicates the radar at Fort Dix, New Jersey is closest. Okay, now what if the central Pennsylvania radar is out of service, as it will be for a week starting tomorrow? What's the closest radar then? Well, here's the answer. All 4 of those other radars will pick up some of the slack in central Pennsylvania, while the Buffalo radar helps in the high ground of the Northwest. But there's a bit of a hidden issue here. You see, a radar beam rises as it gets farther from a radar. So at great distances, the beam may be too high to pick up precipitation lower in the atmosphere. And to see what I mean, let's use State College as an example and assume the central Pennsylvania radar is out of service. The bottom of the radar beams from Pittsburgh and northern Virginia will be more than 9,000 feet high when they pass over State College. The beam from Binghamton will be more than 10,000 feet up, from Buffalo almost 14,000 feet up, and from Fort Dix almost 20,000 feet up. In essence, this means that precipitation in the lowest several thousand feet of the atmosphere in much of central Pennsylvania will be largely invisible to radar for about a week starting tomorrow. We know all those radars will be needed come Friday. What about beyond that? Stay tuned. The extended forecast is next.